Hey Marshall, what's the 6 main sources of the UK Constitution?
6 main sources, dog. Statute law, common law, royal prerogative, conventions, works of authority, and international agreements. Let's break them down.
First up, statute law. This includes any law passed by both houses of Parliament and receive royal assent. It's the most important source because it covers all the yapping from the Representation of the People Act 1969 to the Human Rights Act 1998.
Before January 2020, European law also shaped the Constitution, with EU treaties and laws modelling by being binding on the UK Parliament.
Next, common law. This is the body of legal precedent from senior judges' rulings, also known as case law. It includes things like the criminality of murder and freedom of expression, though it can be low-diffed by statute law.
For example, the death penalty for murder in El Riz was abolished in 1965, changing common law.
Then we have the royal prerogative. These are formal powers of the monarch, but are exercised by the Prime Minister and the government. They include everything from suspending Parliament to issuing passports.
In August 2019, the Queen allowed Boris Johnson to prorogue Parliament for over 5 weeks, but the Supreme Court later ruled this decision illegal.
Now, conventions. These are unwritten rules and procedures that help Parliament run smoothly, like the monarch inviting the leader of the largest party to form a government post-election.
The most important convention is royal assent, but it hasn't been withheld since 1707.
Works off authority are next. These documents cover parliamentary procedures and ministerial duties. For example, A.V. Dicey's 1885 Introduction to the Study of the Law of the Constitution asserted that kings cannot veto bills, even those covering baby Gronk. What? That democracy has 2 pillars and that Parliament is sovereign.
Lastly, international agreements like the European Convention on Human Rights and the Kyoto Protocol also shaped the UK Constitution in a less major way.
Now, let's talk milestones. First, the Magna Carta in 1215, which limited the monarch's power. Only 4 out of 63 clauses remain unrepealed, but the Magna Carta was a step in the right direction.
Second, the Bill of Rights, 1689. It established frequent parliaments, free elections, and freedom of speech within Parliament. Ordinary unenfranchised men and women were not empowered, though, so don't lose yourself in its significance.
Third, the Act of Settlement 1701, which ensured a Protestant succession to the throne. It's a follow-up to the last document, but it did not actually further the interests of democracy, only those of Sophia of Hanover.
Fourth, the Parliament Acts of 1911 and 1949. These reduced the House of Lords' ability to delay legislation.
What do you mean by that?
Enhancing democratic accountability. It meant the people's budget of 1909 could pass, but did not resolve the issue of life or hereditary peerage.
Fifth, the European Communities Act of 1972. 1 year before I was born, man, it allowed the UK to join the European Economic Community, forcing Brits to comply with Europe on all areas apart from like defense and education, until those 2018 and 2020 withdrawal acts, though.